Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another video. I have been very consistent uploading for you guys, lots of different content, but today I just wanted to talk to you guys about or offer you, I guess, some inspiration, a little bit of motivation if you're currently in a remodel or maybe thinking about starting a remodel. Some tips and tricks and things that I've learned along the way. We've been currently in this remodel for 4 years, coming up on our 4th year in December. So it has been a lot of work. It has been a huge mental challenge, if I'm being honest. And there's some things that I wanted to share with you guys today. We are currently building an entirely new pantry in the house. The way that our house is set up, it's a very open floor plan. It's a very old home. It's on 2.5 acres. And the reason we purchased the property is because it had almost 50 mature avocado trees. So the inside of the house has needed a complete makeover, and we're doing it little by little. So I've decided to document the pantry remodel, and the kitchen is completely torn apart with items and things, and stuff is everywhere. And I thought, you know what, let me just sit down and offer a little bit of advice for anybody who needs it right now, some encouragement, because with doing a remodel, it takes a lot of patience. And if you're not a very patient person, it's something that you're going to have to learn, because things can change in an instant. We have done a lot of work where we go in thinking we have a budget, it's going to cost this much money, and then something happens. For instance, we had done a small bathroom remodel last year, and then the California winter storms happened, and we had a flood in the bathroom, and we lost a ton of the flooring that we had just laid down, and we had to start over from scratch. We had some water damage we had to deal with. We had water that had leaked into my closet that I had recently just kind of redone. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of frustration and a lot of patience. And that is very, very key if you are coming into a remodel. Another little tip, something that really does help me, especially with a kitchen remodel, which we are currently doing too, a pantry remodel, is having a space that you can go to and retreat to that is done, that is complete. And that was kind of one of the first things we did when we bought the house, was making sure that our bedroom was set up. We have a very big open bedroom with a lot of square footage. It's a nice place for us to go, have a cup of coffee, relax. Our son's room is completely done, and our living room is getting there. So we have rooms in our house where we do feel comfortable, and we feel like we can go and relax and breathe without all of the chaos and the things. As I'm sitting here, I'm in my kitchen and I'm looking around, and there's a lot of chaos going on here. And that brings me to my next point, is having some organized chaos. Now, when we moved in here, we had to get out of our other house pretty quickly. So we kind of just loaded everything up. We brought it over here. We started tearing the house apart. We had things everywhere. We didn't properly really go through the stuff that we had brought over. So I feel like we're now at a point where we're going through everything that we have. And I'm looking around and I'm like, why do we have, a ton of silverware, a ton of knives, a ton of things we just don't need? And so I'm making piles of things. I'm going to take them and donate them. I'm going to give them to people, friends who might need things. And so I'm really just kind of going through and categorizing and organizing everything so that when we do get into our pantry, we have it the way we want it, and we're not hoarding things or keeping extra items that we simply don't need. Really think about like organized chaos, if you will, and putting things into areas and stacks and really organizing those stacks, and then kind of whittling at them little by little as you say, okay, we need only this many knives and forks. We need only this many cups and plates. And we had a lot of plates. Like, I have no idea why I have so many plates and why I have so many cups, but I do collect a lot of coffee cups. So I have been going through and really consolidating that. Now, another thing that I'm going to talk about is budget. And this, as I mentioned, can be something that you can't truly always plan for, because you might get into something and then you might have a pipe burst, or you might have a lot of unforeseen problems, especially when you're dealing with older homes. But trying to have a budget that is together, that will maybe allow for you to have a little extra money in there, maybe saving on costs like going to places like Restore, which making a list of things that maybe you can purchase used from Craigslist, maybe items you already have. We had so many materials in the home that we got to reuse and repurpose, and it saved us a ton of money. Seeing if there's work you can do yourself. Husband does have his contractor's license, so this is a perfect home for him, but he's only one person. So we have to make sure that, he's not overworking himself And, you know, sometimes we do have to hire out certain things. Like he doesn't always enjoy doing plumbing. He can do it, but it's not his favorite. And sometimes he doesn't enjoy doing electrical. So if there's things like that, we will hire out. But just being flexible and having maybe a little bit of allocated savings or funds in case there is a catastrophe. And you can't always foresee that. But like I said, if you can reuse materials, if you can repurpose things, if you can do things yourself, sometimes that's a really good plan of attack. The last thing I want to say, and then I'll just kind of show you guys what's happening with the pantry, and I'll do like a whole video on it once it's finished from the start of it to the finish of it. And I'm going to link my bar studio remodel because I think that happened 3 years ago, and I did like a couple videos in my Vlogmas for it. So I'll link them for you below if you want to see it. We've done a ton of stuff on the outside too, which I'll start putting together for you guys and just sharing with you if you're currently needing a little bit of inspiration or motivation. Now, it can be challenging for a family. We have one son who's he's almost 15. So we have a teenager and he has been so amazing. He likes to help us with the projects. He's very understanding of the projects. We are all on board with this. We are all doing this as a family. And it's a really good thing to just sit down if you're going to start a remodel and just make sure that everybody kind of understands what's going to happen, that things are going to be chaotic. And then, like I said, make sure that you guys have your spaces set up before you start tearing apart your kitchen, especially if you're living in the remodel. That's key. I should have started this video by saying if you're living in a remodel, make sure that you do have spaces that you can go and retreat to. Now with my son, we have like a skate bowl that we built for him. We have a skate ramp outside. We have a ton of space. So if he's feeling like a little overwhelmed with something that's going on, he can go outside, he can go skate. When we have friends over, they enjoy being outside. So we've really dedicated some outdoor space, some indoor space, and then we just have our sections and we try to do our sections, finish them to completion as much as possible, and then we move on to the next. And it's just what's been working for us. I am no expert. I have my days where I feel extremely overwhelmed, where I feel like I don't know if I can go another 6 months doing this, but we took this project on. We're so grateful and thankful to have this property. We know it's going to be amazing. So if you're going through this too, stick with it little by little, get a plan together, and you can do this. So I'm going to show you guys kind of what we're working on. I'll show you a little bit of our bedroom. I'll show you a little bit of how I'm kind of organizing some of the stuff for the pantry. And yeah, we'll just have a good little video. So each day I've been sharing shorts. So if you want to follow along the shorts, this was day 2. And we need to put the flooring in. We have the OSB boards up right now, and we're kind of deciding on an accent wall. I think it's turning out really nice, and it's going to be a big space. It goes into our kitchen. This was an open floor plan, so we're just trying to kind of create some little spaces in here. This is a good size. We're going to try to reuse some of these cabinets. And then these are all of the items that I pulled out of there, so I'm just trying to create some organized chaos. And this is actually our bedroom. So it's a pretty large bedroom. We're going to be doing an accent wall behind there. We're going to be changing the color of the other accent wall. And while our living room is pretty much complete, we're going to go ahead and do some reconfiguring in there as well. And down here at the bottom, I've already started putting together my baking items. And then I'm just going through a lot of stuff that could be expired and really just putting together what we're keeping. Okay, so I wanted to show you the skate bowl, and yes, we had this actually poured specifically down there to be a skate bowl. It's pretty hard to see. I don't think I want to walk all the way down, but you can see it in the right hand corner, and then there's a huge skate ramp back there, and my studio is over here on the left. Down back there we have all our avocado trees. I did an entire video. If you're interested, you can go back and watch my solar panel video. We do have over here in the corner 2 Tesla power walls, so we are almost 100% off grid. And then moving on over here, this is another little skate spot that we just had poured. We're getting ready to put in a driveway, but you know, the important things first. Got to keep my son happy, so when you come over here, you can actually ride up this wall. This was custom done. He has a little skate box over here and a bunch of flat that he can skate. He has some rails. So it's a pretty fun outdoor area. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I will see you in my next video. I do provide a lot of content on this channel, from DIYs to now the home remodel stuff. I do a lot of crafting, but the main thing I love to do is share my bar fitness classes. Subscribe if you're interested, and I'll see you guys soon.